So my topic was, is being a social media influencer a legitimate career? So first of all, what is an influencer? This is a definition I found, and it says a social media influencer is a user on social media who has established credibility in a specific industry. A social media influencer has access to a large audience and can persuade others by virtue of their authenticity and reach. And I like this definition a lot because, I mean, like it says, social media influencers, they're there to influence you. They want you to buy their products. They're there to sell their personality. They want you to keep watching their videos. So I have a little clip.
People think influencer thing is going to be 11 people that have, 10 million followers. And I think the opportunity really is in these hundreds of thousands.
Right now, we define micro as really 5,000 to 100,000 followers. That 100,000 to a million is a mid-level influencer, and then a million and up would be a macro influencer.
I think there's a perception that, oh, that's easy. Like, anybody could go and film a video and upload to YouTube. And there's a lot of hard work that a lot of people don't understand.
So that's just a short clip, and that kind of explains the different stages of being an influencer and making a career out of it. So we'll talk about that later. Continued, there are careers made on different platforms. My main focuses are YouTube and Instagram, and there are lots of positive and negatives to being a social media influencer. First of all, positive is you can make a career out of it. You can be creative and put yourself out there on the internet and just have that platform to be yourself. But along with that, a negative is having your face out for the whole world to see. And that's kind of the difference between YouTube and Instagram. Instagram can be more accessible to everyone, and you can make it more private, whereas YouTube, I think, is harder to succeed in. The demographic is typically around our age, this youth group, and it's really appealing to that. And I think millennials, that generation, have set up that way since YouTube and Instagram have developed. And money is a huge part of it as well, which we will talk about later. Effects on YouTuber lifestyle. So one of the YouTubers that I found, she's also known as the influencer, four-year-old girl, and her parents raised her up in a YouTube family. Her parents were influencers, and she had a fascination with this career. So she decided to make her own YouTube channel with the help of her parents. So she's been making money that either helps support her college fund or to help her to pursue being an influencer. Next, Haley Pham, who's a popular YouTuber that many of you might know. 18 years old, grew up in Texas, decided to drop out of high school to pursue her YouTube career. She now has 2.23 million subscribers on her main channel and is still growing today. And she creates different videos. This is like a thumbnail of one of her videos. She just makes lifestyle videos and kind of relatable teenager videos to help you see what that lifestyle is, living and moving out to a different state on your own and being an adult so young. Another YouTuber, Aspen Ovard, is I think 23 years old. She's married and has a child, and she's been on YouTube since she was 15. And this is one of her thumbnails. And she has made a business for herself. That influencer lifestyle, she has created an online boutique store, and she has many blogs and videos, and then it also influences her family and what her lifestyle is like in this career. She actually lives in Utah too, so that was interesting. Here's another video. Alicia Marie is a popular YouTuber, and this is the thumbnail for the video. And she talks about the influences of what it actually is like to be a YouTuber and some of the downsides. And she has about 5 different YouTubers talking in the video about their point and their views. Some of them have been on YouTube for a long time, like Alicia, she's been on there for 8-9 years now, and some of them are pretty new to it, and I think some of you might recognize them.
Every superhero has an origin story. We all gotta start somewhere. For us, it was the US Air Force.
Hello! How you going? Anything no one really talks about. No one really knows about the life of an influencer. It can be good, it can be bad.
I would say that it's isolating.
We're still so lucky to have what we have.
I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons, for sure. I'm super grateful. I think they have super dope jobs.
Trying to balance like your real life with your social media life is
Yeah.
so hard.
There's definitely a lot of things that are challenging.
It's a lonely career path in general.
It has to be self-motivated, which a lot of people don't have that.
For making music,
Yeah. For creators to go a little crazy because the only measure that we really have are numbers, subscribers, and views. So those are the only ways we try to validate ourselves.
That gets toxic. Living in that mindset where you're so invested in your channel and only your channel. If a video doesn't get the same amount of views, you have a mental breakdown because that's where all of your energy is.
That's how brands and people that want to work with you, they categorize you by views, but imagine you had to get your grade in school by being dramatic and setting things on fire. That I just was not prepared for.
Most of us started doing YouTube as a hobby, and I tried it on.
When I started doing Vine, it was because I just loved the app.
I made videos because I was sad.
I started YouTube on a whim because I didn't get hired around permanent as I'm back.
I remember I came to Sat and I was like, hey guys, so like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel.
I was waiting for this part.
You know, and everybody was like, oh, cool.
I didn't make.
Okay, so that video across the board, if you want to watch it, just talks about a bunch of different ways that they're struggling or what social media influencing is actually like, and there are lots of pros and cons to it, like they mentioned, and it does take a toll on your life and that lifestyle. Some of the behind the scenes of an influencer that they kind of mentioned, it really takes a toll on your relationships. Like Aspen Ovard, yes, she's created this platform with her husband and now her baby, but I think it's hard to put yourself out on the internet and show a little bit of your private life. And in that same video, they talked a lot about how YouTubers don't feel like it's appropriate to talk about their life or about the money they make or the things that they're doing. So a lot of the things you see online aren't their real lives, and it's hard to edit those things down to make it seem like the most amazing career path. And so business, it's really important. If you want to be a successful YouTuber or influencer, you have to be like a business savvy person. You have to know how the business world works. You have to know about money. You have to get a lawyer and a bunch of different people that will break down a business for you, that career, as well as money. This is an interesting graph, and as you can see, only 20% of people on social media use it as their main career. That's their main source of income. And 44% have a full-time job and use social media as a hobby. Like Alicia mentioned, she started out on YouTube as a hobby just for fun. She was a teenager, just thought it'd be a fun lifestyle, just create videos and be creative. And how that has developed over time, you can see only 20% have made it out of that. Opposing sides, a lot of people argue that this is not a sustainable career. Like example, the Kidfluencer, 4 years old, I mean, will she actually maintain that career for the rest of her life and be famous with her parents? That can be argued that she won't, and it's not healthy for her so young to be on this platform. Also, YouTube or Instagram can go away. Like, as you know, Vine got deleted, and this won't prepare them for the real world. I think people being trapped on the internet, putting themselves out there for the public to see, can really take a toll on your life. So if YouTube were to shut down, would they be prepared for that world? And like mentioned before, I think they would, because of the business ethic, that they have to have that work ethic. Or it's too easy or accessible and everyone can be a YouTuber. And because people assume that, you know, you just take a video and you can upload it and you can be famous. But I think in the video it showed that that's just not how it is, and it's not a real job, or this is an excuse for people to get out of having a legitimate career. People are making excuses so they don't have to go into a workplace and have an interview, but they can do it all on their own. In my opinion, I think that social media can be a legitimate career, but not for everyone. As I mentioned before, you have to have that work ethic and be a business person and be mature enough to live life on your own. Like Haley Pham, moving out of her home state and pursuing this career and living on her own, which can be very difficult. Also, you need the confidence and connection with your audience. People can see right through you. If you're in this business for the wrong reasons, if you just want it for the money, you're not going to make it, and that's just a fact. Like mentioned before, you can't just film a video and then put it on the internet and you can be famous. That's not how it works. It's an actual career, and you have to work at it to succeed. My solutions is I want to help people understand what a social media influencer is today, like as I defined for you guys. Also, maybe support schools to have a class that can lead people if they do want to pursue this career, but also allow kids to know the reality of it, that you might not make it in this business, just like you might not be a lawyer or a doctor. That's just reality. Not everyone can be this person. If it's for you, you can make it, but you have to have the qualifications to have that work ethic and do that. And so, like I said, not everyone is cut out for this job. And here's my works ethic.